Have you ever been in a situation where you had something that you know deep down can literally change someone's life, and as you're pitching this to them, the first thing they tell you is, okay, that's cool, but what's the price? Like if everything you just went over just don't appeal to them. But deep down, you on the other side, deep down, it can literally change their life at this moment. You've seen it, you've done it before, it can change their life, it's for the best. But it's like if they don't care about it, it's like if they don't want it, you're just like, do you want value to your life? They just ask you, okay, cool, whatever, what's the price? If you've ever been in this situation, it's totally normal, and I would even go as far as saying it's not your fault. We all do that. I do that. You do this. This is just human behavior. That's how we act. Because as human beings, when it comes to making a buying decision, we always look at price versus value. That's the first thing we evaluate in the thought process of making a buying decision. That's the first thing we look at. The first thing that actually makes an offer irresistible is knowing the difference between price and value. The balance between the price and the value of your offer. That's the first thing that will determine if your offer is valuable. And so when we make a buying decision, when I'm about to buy something at the grocery store, I always look at what is the most amount of value I can get out of with the price tag that I see there. And the one specific thing that people look at when they evaluate price and value when making a buying decision is if the value of what you sell is great enough. Is the value of what you sell great enough to their eyes? And if it is, then they won't have a problem buying it. And this is why rich people never look at the price of things when they buy, because they know the price is not going to be a problem. They know they have the money, which is why they directly just look at the value. They get to buy what they actually value instead of limiting themselves with the price tag that they see in front of them. And so when you sell something, you want people to look at the value of your offer, not the price. So how do you get people to actually look at what you have for the value of it and not the price of it? Because if you, the seller, don't offer enough value, you will always struggle with price objection. And why? It's because when you sell something, people won't buy what the thing is worth. They don't buy necessarily for the price. We only buy what we value more than the price. There's a great example that I use a lot, and if you watch my content, you've probably heard me talk about it a lot, but it's what I call the dollar for dollar deal. This is the best way to illustrate actually how we perceive and evaluate price and value. So let's say I had $1, and for every dollar I give you, you give me back $1. And let's say we go on back and forth day and night nonstop. That's probably the biggest waste of time of your life. I mean, $1 is worth $1. And you give me $1 and I give you back $1 for every dollar you give me. If we do this back and forth, I'm not winning, you're not winning, I'm not losing, you're not losing. We're just wasting our time. And there's no such value. This is not a desirable deal. But if in the same scenario, for every dollar you give me, I give you back $1. Now this is different, because now $10 is worth more than $1, because you value more $10 than $1. So if you give me $1 and for every dollar you give me, I give you back $10, now you win it, because you value $10 more than $1, and now this deal becomes very attractive to you. This is how we make buying decision. What you're selling, I value it more than the price tag. Therefore, I will happily give you the money for it, because I would get more value out of it for me, which is why the $1 to $10 deal seems appealing to you. This is the best way to illustrate how we think about the price of something and the value of it. Let's take example the big luxury cars. Let's be honest, anybody with a brain understands that nobody needs a $500,000 car, because the main value of a car, the main and sole purpose of a car, is to take you from place A to place B. A Ferrari can do the job, so can a bike. Therefore, why are there so many people paying $500,000 or even millions of dollars for cars? And it's because it has nothing to do with the car. I can go from place A to place B with a bike. The problem is not the car. Maybe you're actually a car lover. Maybe you love cars and you're into cars. But the truth is, most celebrities, most people with a lot of money, most businessmen and most wealthy people that have a lot of money and that buy themselves expensive stuff, they don't know shit about cars. But what they do give a shit about and what they do value a lot is themselves. One thing we all value is us. We all value ourselves. We love ourselves. And the main reason they are willing to pay so much money is not because of how fast is it going to get me from place A to place B. No. How does people are going to look at me when they see me passing by in a Ferrari? How people are going to view me? The type of girls that I will attract in that type of car. How much more people will respect me when they will see me in that car? How much more will people value me when they will look at me in that car? Those things, status, attention, being valued by other people, being respected, those are things we value more than anything else, and that are priceless to us, which is why we are spending so much money on these type of things, because it has nothing to do with the car. Being valued by other people, those are the things we generally do care about. And the second thing that actually makes an offer now irresistible is this offer actually highly desirable? I just went over value. What is value? What do people value? It's one thing for your offer to be valuable, but do people want it? Because your offer can be valuable to you, but maybe nobody wants it. Maybe it's not valuable to other people. In that case, you won't make any money. And here's what you need to know about human behaviors. Again, and this is simply common sense. People usually buy something to rather avoid pain or gain pleasure. Those are the main reason we buy stuff, or we buy expensive stuff. And if you're selling something that solves a problem, okay, which is the case for most of us business owners, if you're selling something that actually solves a problem, that means your prospect, okay, so the people you're selling to, are seeking to get away from a certain pain, which means that they have a problem or multiple problems that are causing this pain in the first place that needs to be solved, aka by you. And so if I want to get away from a pain, that means there's a problem that is causing this pain, and I need it to be solved by someone, and I will be willing to pay a lot of money for that pain to get away. So in other terms, I will be willing to pay a lot of money for someone to solve that problem in my life that is impacting who? Me. And so for us, the bigger the problem, the bigger the gain. Your offer will therefore be desirable, not if it's from your perspective, not if it's desirable from your eyes, but if it's valuable from other people's perspective. One thing that Myron Golden once said, okay, by the way, big fan of Myron Golden, love this dude, but one thing he once said, okay, is don't write a book you want to write. Write a book the marketplace wants to read. Because at the end of the day, you can sit down and go up to the marketplace and be like, look, man, I'm gonna write a book about my life. Maybe you've been through shit, I don't know, but listen, nobody asks and nobody cares. The only person that's probably going to read that book is probably your mom. But even she doesn't care, because she's been there your whole life, so she knows the whole story. But if you write a book that the market wants to read, the market will reward you. The wealthiest people in the world, the people that makes the most amount of money, are the people who expands the marketplace, especially in their industries. Now, I made a whole video about that. How the new rich makes money, the brutal reality. Go watch that. That's where I talk deeply about this. But this is not my point. Don't write a book you want to write. Write a book that the marketplace wants to read. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to business, the marketplace will always determine if what you have is valuable. So if it's valuable to your eyes, doesn't mean you will make a lot of money with it, and it doesn't mean people will want it. The marketplace will tell you if what you have is actually valuable. And this is why I also, now this is my personal opinion, this is why I generally and personally believe that business is not about you, right? It's not about me. It's about you. It's about people. Business is all about serving people. So for your solution, aka your offer to be desired from people, it needs to solve a problem that they value in the first place. If you never want to wonder if your prospect will desire your offer again, if you don't want people to question you for, oh, I don't really care about what you have, what's the price? If you don't want that to happen to you and never have to wonder if people want your offer again, find first what they value, and once that's done, go even farther. Give more than what they even ask. There, you hit the jackpot. Because not only you're going to make your offer 10 times more valuable now, because you have what they value, you have the solution, but your reputation, aka your brand, is gonna be 10 times more valuable. Why? Because you know what they value, not what you value, not what you think is the best, but you have a solution for what they value. So already there, your offer is already 10 times more valuable. And now on top of that, you give more than what they ask. On top of that, that's going to build your reputation, and the marketing is going to do it, is going to speak for itself. Those are the main keys that makes your offer more desirable. If you want more value, subscribe, comment what you want to see next, and go watch my other videos.